Yeah, kind of screwed. Okay, start building wine. And next turn. Religion was founded. See, our scout was defeated. Our ballista was bombarded by the city and by archers. So it's dropping down to about 40% health. What we do here is something I'm not really a big fan of, but let's heal instantly. Move on up, set up, and start working on them. Once again, because we are going in and kind of catching them a little bit unawares, we're able to push in real quick after that initial defense, that counter push that we had on him. And we're going to go there to protect him so they can't take him. Heal up. And get some siege units up there. Siege units really make a big difference, especially now that a lot of other units don't necessarily do a whole lot of damage to them as much, the cities anymore. Back in the day, you could just get a bunch of archers, and you still can, and some horsemen rush and tear up a city. And it's still very possible, but I think the fact that it doesn't take iron anymore to build the siege units, it's actually not a bad idea. Now, the biggest thing I did here is not move my great general out of the way, and I lose that general. The archer can't stand up. A injured archer, even at a composite archer, can't stand up to the warrior, unfortunately. Go in here, and I'm going to, I believe I attack. Once again, should have moved the great general up to give a little extra bonus to attacking the city, but I always forget stuff like that. Great general's moved up. Remove him there. I'm surprised I didn't actually attack the warriors to lower them down a little bit more so they wouldn't attack my ballista and do as much damage. Yep, and because of that I lose those composite bowmen. Bad move. Overall, I still think we're doing okay. They have warriors compared to our spears and ballistas. We're going to keep working on our city. There we go. Take him out before he can do any more damage. Once again, still should have moved in a great general before I did all this. I might have been able to take the city that turn, but at this point, I'm not worried about anything. This is our city. So we lost. Oh, the city and the archers combined their strength to kill off that spearman. Well, didn't see that coming. So we lost probably, what, 2 composite bows, a spearman, and unfortunately a great general. And I really need to turn these tips off. I thought I had, but obviously I didn't. And the funny thing is, like, you shouldn't attack this because, you know, it's tough to attack cities. And it's like, it has no health. Stop trying to help out the computer. So we take our first city. Now, the one thing that I noticed right here, it didn't give me an option to raise it. It didn't give an option to create a puppet or to just take it as a main city. It just gave it to us. So that's something I end up trying to figure out. And I'm looking in the options like, is there something that automatically just, it's like, okay, well maybe turn off the no advice, put it on experienced. It's just really just grabbing at straws because I never noticed that before. I eventually think maybe it has something to do with the fact that it's a domination victory only. So it prevents you from creating puppets. Now the funny thing is, I'm guessing it might also be a hotfix because if you check the city later on, it gives me the option to raise a city, which back in the day, once you took the city, you weren't able to raise it. So, once again, not sure. I'm sure most of you, or at least a couple of you know, and I'm sure you'll comment on it as well. You're always good with comments, my friends. I appreciate it. Do want to try and at least let my unit get the kill to get a little extra experience. Alright, we'll heal up a bit. Kind of deciding if I want to take Gondar or not. It's in the middle of a lot of shitty terrain. So I think I'm going to probably just pass on it, to be honest. And as my units heal up, we will start marching on our next city. Nice thing is at least the resistance is over, so I do have control of the city. I do want to pick up pikemen because I do need better frontline units. We'll later on build a courthouse there. I want to get a little bit more production and growth going there first before that happens, though. Petra has been built. Be interesting to see where that was built. Okay, well, we're about middle ground for money, which is saying kind of a lot, because if we're only at about 189 gold, that's not a whole hell of a lot. So the fact that no one else really has that much more is interesting. Right now with our freshly healed up city, well, units, and freshly healing city for that matter, we will push forward a little bit. Antium, I need to get the growth going again. The granary is going to help that out. Also, moving around some citizens will help too. But like most of you have said, it was a really low production start, which can be kind of rough sometimes for Rome. But with all the luxury resources we had, I'm not too worried about it. Usually we have decent production and no luxury resources, so it's kind of nice actually this time around. Okay. With 3 ballistas, this city should drop even faster than Harar. I also... Oh, that's annoying. I also want to get my melee units up front first, so I'm going to give it a few turns to readjust my military. Want to kind of swing wide so I can get them in first before taking 1 or 2 turns of damage from the city. Okay, gonna go over here and pick up the truffles. I was a little worried about barbarians or Ethiopian units, but it... Ooh. And really, another city? Dude, really? Ethiopia. Kind of being a jerk here. So even though they have copper and decent things of iron and salt, it'll be interesting to see if I decide that that's worth it, to be honest. The snow tiles, as you can see, have no yield. So it's... we'll see. I could keep it as a small puppet city if I can still puppet things. And I'm guessing I can't. And the amount of happiness it would get would be fine. Or I can just stifle the growth and prevent it from growing too much, and then the happiness that city's giving me through luxury resources would actually counterbalance the fact that it's maybe not the greatest city in the world. I'm going to build a composite bowman because it looks like Ethiopia's pushing on the east a little. Wow. Well, now we know where his army is. Another thing I should be doing right now is actually trading more. I won't be able to do that quite yet, but once we meet somebody else, I can start doing that again, because that would help me in situations like this where I could just pick up some units to protect my eastern flank. Now, the one thing here, though, is we're going to take this city. I'm hoping at this point maybe I can pull some of his, pull some of the aggro away. If nothing else, I can use my city to attack the units that jump in the water, because I'll do, I think it's like an extra 50% damage. It's quite a bit more. And it actually looks like they're going to pass by Rome and go for Antium. And instead of doubling back, I think I'm going to still just make sure I take this city. Yeah, I think I'll do a little bit of damage on them. And then make sure the city becomes a priority first, though. So, here is our second Ethiopian city, now under our control. It's going to have some furs, availability of silk, and it could even grab that salt to the northeast eventually. It's just out of reach of that northwestern iron, though. Fortunately, I'm kind of cluttered around forest, whereas they're mostly through the forest. So, I'm not sure what I'm looking for right here. Oh, I think it's, once again, I'm looking for why did the city just become fully mine? Why isn't it giving me the option to create a puppet or raise it? And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't find anything. Nice thing is, our happiness is 14 right now. So, it ends up not really being a big issue. And there's our raise option. As you can see, Citizens Management is not even on the gold focus that you would get with a puppet. So, it has to do something with the domination setting, unless they've hotfixed it and changed that, which I don't think they would have. That's a big difference. Alright. So yeah, that's kind of it. Luckily for us, the one saving grace that we might have here. Okay, first of all, they put their catapult in the water, so there goes 58 of its health. Second of all, they don't have a lot of upgraded units, and they're traveling a long way. They could have probably gone to Rome and have started attacking Rome and probably started doing good work on it by the time I would have been able to react fully with a military. So we'll see if we can protect Antium at least. Either way, we've picked up 2 cities over the 1, and I'm usually pretty confident in my own abilities to defend, but let's see. I also want to pick up the iron now so I can finally build Legion, even if it is just 2 iron. Still better than nothing. As it's rebelling, I can't really choose anything, but I'll queue up a monument for when it's done. And hey, William Orange. Perfect. That's excellent timing as always. Thank you very much, game. Now I can start trading with you eventually. Get our production focus going, though. That's okay, I guess. Okay. Again, let's attack the one that's a little closer to the city that's going to attack. Pick off this guy. Could attack the worker, but what I'm hoping is he'll pop out eventually and we can snag another free worker. Because I'm greedy. Alright. So, but for right now, we'll let that worker do his thing. Free damage. And yeah, we'll leave that worker alone. There's no real reason to kill him. Unless to prevent them from getting a worker back. But I'm not as worried about that. Once again, we could use a little bit more faith per turn. We could also use some growth here. Yeah, we can definitely use some growth. And I know for a lot of you that want me to keep the cities kind of small, and I will eventually, but I want to build up at least a few decent cities for good production. And we'll go ahead and accept the embassy there. Why not? Orange is way the hell away, as you can see in the bottom of, it looks like probably either South America or South Africa. Can't tell completely yet because of the context of the map. Either way, I'm not as worried about him, and because that is his capital, I can easily take it through naval forces. So I don't mind accepting the embassy of his. Okay. Go back. Yeah, I know I could probably move my units to protect Antium, but I'm greedy. We got to get a free worker out of that. Okay. So what do we have here? I'm actually going to I have another turn before they can reach me, so let's keep doing some work. And we'll get the iron worked up too. Okay, so it goes about a good 20 or 30% of Antium's health. Composite bowman has been built. That's good timing. And we need to get rid of this archer to get through. Okay, so let's move you up. Move you up. And Great General, there we go. Well, might as well attack the archer. He's not going to really be able to get there in too quick a time. So I might as well at least pick off some of the stragglers as I move along. Alright, and... Okay, they have the furs built up. They do not have the silk improved, so we'll work on that.
Wederom gegroet.
Alright, now, what I mentioned earlier, look at all these extra resources we now have. So, how about we go through and sap the rest of his gold, which we can get a good gold
Ik
per turn.
moet
3,
weigeren.
up 2. Okay, so we probably could have got more out of that. I misread it the first time, but it's okay. And what we want to worry about mostly here are the melee units. They're the ones that can sack the city. Fortunately, we don't have horsemen because we don't have the tech yet. As you see, horseback riding there, still not researched. So, how about we pick up Legion? We still don't have because we need the iron, which is yet to finish. 3 more turns for that. So that's going to be too late before we can actually use it for something useful. Well, you know me. I like my composite bowmen. But we could start getting some buildings up just because either way I think we're doing okay with our military right now. Not the best, so I guess we'll leave it on composites, but no matter what we build in Rome right now, it's not going to make a big difference with Antium. It's going to either be protected by us or fall because of us, one way or the other. Again, taking out our frontliners. Social policy, huh? Okay. Taking out the frontliners to protect our actual city. And go, almost killing the spearmen. Now we can get either a free worker and the extra bonuses, or we can pick up the 58% extra experience per experience gain. And really, after that worker that we just stole up top, really don't need that as much anymore. And I really want to get some of these archers up to either logistics or the extra range up. As you can see, this guy, the next promotion he'll get will be one of those. So. Antium's only has 3 right now. As much as I would love to pick up something else, I'm going to go with a composite bowman just because I could use the extra protection, and I'll build a library even though it's a little early for it. I do need it to start building some nationals. And with that, Ethiopia really wants nothing left to do with me. So, how about we pick off some of the stragglers as they try and run. Even kill one that's jumped into Bucharest's territory. Nope. He's just out of range. We'll move this guy over to cut him off a little bit. And heal him up and wait for him. So, a successful protection of Antium. Looked a little scary there for a second. That little pincer flank attack was not cool. And I think I hit A for alert or something on him to automate him. I forget which, but I think I might have left him there to try and keep them there so I could kill him off faster, because they would have to they'd have to go through my territory to bring him back to their place. So I'd get the worker back anyway. Nonetheless, there's just a few scragglers left. Their spearman even comes back into my territory, which I find kind of funny. Lots of easy kills.